Whoa, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you came back, because finishing up on the last one, talking all that talk about the new moon tonight, the 112 portal is really so important, but I'm not going to go further into that. I gave you a lot of info, and I'll just give you something brief quickly on it. Okay, first we'll go make sure everybody knows about the M's. They're not M's, they're freaking W's. Okay, so I got to put my hand the correct way in being the giver and being the chosen one that we are, as accordance with the instructions sent from heaven through Baba Vanga, a gifted seer, a woman of God. She was like a Mother Teresa. It says that we are going to be great angels that fight in spiritual battles, and that we are givers, and our life is all about being of service in the name of the Most High. And so in giving, we are given a mark on us, which is a W for watcher. You're a holy watcher. Now, people could debate that all you want. I ain't got time for debating all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to accept this information, like I said in the last video, some things may not resonate with you, because you got to be receiving your chosen calling from someone else. And maybe not be from me, because I'm here to be a voice in the wilderness for those that will hear me. When John the Baptist was out there preaching, many received him, many didn't. And you know, what did they say? Well, who gives you authority to be out here, John the Baptist, to do the things that you do? The Heavenly Father gave him authority, and don't nobody question that. When it comes through the Heavenly Father, he sends it, and you don't question it. And Pharisees and all them, who gave them authority? You see what I'm saying? Don't be letting people convince you or convict you or keep questioning you and knocking you down. Those evil forces, don't pay them no mind. When God's speaking to you and he's got a word for you, it's going to come through. It's going to go for you. And when it resonates with the right people, it's meant for you. So if you know this word is for you, and you know what I'm saying is coming for you, it's for you. Okay, so like I said, this is a W, and the reason it's a W, because when you look at it, you see an M. But when you're a giver and you're of service, you give to other people, and you say, hey, let me see your hand. You got a mark from God. You see my hand? See. The other people, when they look at it, they see it as a W, because you're marked with that mark, and this is a scrying device. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like talking about that, but it's a scrying device. The devil done got us good. He's got us using all these gizmos, gadgets, these black boxes that look like your cell phone or your laptop or your gaming device or your TV, the smart ones. And the spirits can come through here and see stuff. I'm not saying they're coming in your house and they're going to attack you and get you. They can watch us this way. Listen, there's all types of watchers. There's good watchers, bad watchers, but fallen angels are fallen angels. But they once had a job in heaven where they were holy good watchers. So the confusion there, you got to read books of Enoch 1 and 2. You got to know the Apocrypha. You don't be coming at me with who's who, what's what. Oh, they're all fallen angels. They're not all fallen angels. Come on. There's an Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel. They're all throughout the Bible doing good things and doing God's work. I mean, it came before Mary and told her she was going to be carrying Yahushua. I mean, her real name was Miriam. But they've done, Archangel Michael, you call on him when you pray Psalm 91, the most effective prayer and protection in the world. You going to sit here and tell me he's a bad angel, he's a fallen angel? There are good angels, there's bad angels. And we are going to evolve into holy watchers, and that was our destiny. So go back to my other videos and start at the top when it starts out saying you're more than just chosen. When that video starts, that's when the series begins. Watch the first couple of them and catch up. Okay? And come on back, because this one now we're going to get into. I talked about it in the end of the last one. It says we're going to talk about isolation. Isolation is very important in your journey, because see, God got to get you alone. He need to get you alone, and he's pushing and prodding and pulling you and getting rid of some excess baggage in your life for the sole purpose, because he got to get you into a position where he can do that work on you, that marvelous work on you. You understand? So I got to address this, because it's not just a symptom. It is for you to transition, shift, and evolve. The part of the process is because what it requires for you to come into self-control over yourselves. The 7 chakras line up with your emotions. That's what it's all about. So you are learning and forming habits when you're alone. It's the best time, because you're bringing in the alone time. You're being alone. You have acceptance, and you get discerning. And it's a great thing. It clears out the junk out the trunk. You know what I'm saying? It brings out the new. Think of nuns and monks and quiet time with monasteries and churches and libraries. Name some other places. Hospitals all require quietness. Muslims, even when they're in prayer, it's quiet. You know what I'm saying? They get on the floor with the mat and they're one with God, and it's quiet. Your brain needs stillness, calm. In the still, God says, I am with you. He's there. He's in that stillness. He needs you to be right there in that spot. That's when he can get to you. Peace be still. Peace be still, he says, and know that I am God. That's where he needs you. Peace be still, or be still and know that I am God. That's very important. I walk by all the time. Walk by faith, not by sight. But most of the time, every day, I always hearing him telling me, peace be still, peace be still. And I'm going to be still and listen for my next direction. And trust me, it guides me all the time. Okay, so I'm going to give you a movie hint to give you like a little clue. But this one ain't no big deal. It's just a regular old movie. But, it was good. It was cute. It was funny. First Wives Club with Goldie Hawn, long time ago. Remember? She said at one point in time, they were trying to make up ideas of how they was going to get back at their husbands and figure out plots and plans and all that stuff. And she had a little alcohol problem and stuff. So she's on the treadmill. That's her focus time. That's her head clarity time where she can think. And the other girls were like, well, how you get clarity? I don't understand. What are you doing this on the treadmill? She said, trust me, it's the best time. It burns the booze. I can think better. I come up with my best ideas when I'm on the treadmill. That's what she's talking about. She came up with the idea. They were like, oh, she does come with better ideas. She came up with the top idea that saved all of them and pointed them in the direction to get the things they needed done. It's all about clarity of the mind, So when you're in your zone, it turns things around. Okay, getting into that zone. You think of places that require hospitals, because patients are suffering. They need the respect of quiet to heal and focus, and imagine the noise of a mall. Imagine the noise in a mall, being inside a hospital room and you giving birth. You can't have all that, bringing a baby in there. It messes you all up, and you trying to push out the baby and the pain, and then shut up, everybody get out. You be yelling at the husband and all that stuff. Can't nobody be in the room. It's a very specific way that the room has to be thought of and in alignment with what's going on with your body. You don't need nothing. You need things that natural. What did I write? Let me see. Going out in the park and reservation areas. And that's the kind of things that you need to be around. Like you having a baby or surgery, that's drastic. Think the opposite of being in an environment of having a baby and there's lots of commotion and confusion. You need the environment of like natural nature and stuff like that. So it prevents sensory challenges from causing one to have a fit, triggers and all that stuff. That's why you gotta be like a spa is a place for relaxation, or being on the beach. When you think about people having epileptic seizures, they can't be in a place where everybody's making all kinds of noise and confusion. Something triggers it, and next thing you know, they're on the floor. I mean, I shouldn't have said that, but I watch Martin a lot. They be bugging out, they go through their little thing, and a lot of that, it could have been triggers. So another place is funerals, and then there's classrooms. The teacher can't teach you and get your attention span if you are not focused, because you need that quiet space. And funerals, we know how quiet funerals got to be. It's out of respect too. You're demanding your silence because out of respect for what's going on. And on public transportation, school buses got to be quiet so the driver can function. All kinds of other public transportation. We demand it is quiet and peaceful. Being mindful in all these places that people are seeking comfort, peace, and care. Your aura, your soul, and your chakra emotions are God. God's way of pushing and tugging and prodding and pulling you to focus this to be your new normal. God says it must be. So we're running out of time. It's going to have to go into part 2, because you being in isolation, I got so much more to say on that. It is something that is not a punishment to you. You're not losing people in your life as a punishment to you. God is making all this happen because he needs to get you in that space where he can do a wonderful work on you and bring about what can be. It can't be unless he gets you in that space, and then the crystal fluid in the brain and you're there. Okay, so it's ending. Remember, this was the end of this part on isolation. Part 2 is next. Stay tuned. I got so much more for you. It's very important, especially if you're going through it.